Oh, damn. So all of a sudden we go from 16 to 22. Pow!
Hello, people.
What is happening, everybody? Gooniac is kind of tired today.
Grumpy
And he
Gooniac.
is, that's why I say Grumpy Gooniac, because I'm tired. And I didn't get to fly. So
Yeah, you missed out. The weather was shit in the morning, but then it was beautiful
that's
at the
what
end.
I didn't want to deal with. I didn't want to deal with no crazy, uncomfortable coldness and other crap.
Yeah, it was
But
a little cold. It was a little cold, but it wasn't bad.
but
Exactly.
it was mainly
No
because I
beer.
was tired. I've been slinging batteries around all week, 80-pound batteries, somewhere in the neighborhood of a couple thousand pounds worth back and forth all week. So I was a little tired, didn't want to deal with it. And I didn't feel I couldn't charge the night before because of rain. I have to charge out on my patio, so I just didn't want to do it. But what's happening to everybody? Hello, and thank you for coming to hang out with the ever so grumpy Gooniac and the ever so chatty Nate. Um, I was waiting for him to look. What'd you say? But yeah, oh wow. GB Lennon was one of the first people to say something up here. Oh, damn. GB Lennon, Mike SSI, David Hawker, Charlie Macchioni, David Schneider, JS, David Martin Graff, uh, Daniel Morgan, XRC, JT200 driver, Mike SSI, Joe Pellegrino, George Watts, Joseph Youngblood, Brett Roy,
Yeah,
all you
Victor.
people, Mr. Victor, showing off his plane and showing off his wife all at the same time. Jeff's RC Custom, the RC Air Marshal, DQRC, Nathaniel Colang. Who else? Lots of people. Thank you guys for coming over and hanging out. And I will continue to shout people out as I see them. So, what's up? What is happening to all the people on the planet today? It was a Monday. It was definitely a Monday today. But I get next week off, so hopefully going to do some
I
flying.
I have 3 more days of school than I'm off for like 2.5 weeks.
That's
Christmas
great.
break.
I have 1 week off, then I have to work for a week and a half, 2 weeks. I don't know, but I have to work. But it'll be extra money, which is nice. Yes, Victor, we know you show off the booty all the time. You don't show off my airplane booty enough, but you show off your woman's booty all the time. So hey, it's all right. What's up, Dan Laurie? You now have a wrench, my friend. Thank you for coming by. He and I have been talking offline about the new in runner setup and planes. He's been switching stuff around. He put one in an F-104 and a couple other planes. He's added the new in runner 9 blade to and
Speaking of runner,
enjoying it. Huh?
no,
What?
we'll wait for that
What did
time.
he say? Booty burner?
Some some revealing of crap of other things.
Oh man. So yeah. So any questions from anyone? Since we always tend to forget to answer questions. Ask away. Now's the time. We don't really have a topic today because I didn't fly and I'm tired. I have some things to talk about, but I don't really have like a full on topic
Why do
to talk
pirates
about.
eat
So,
people? I don't know. I don't know, Air Marshal.
well,
Why?
what is he saying?
Why do pirates hate Taylor Swift?
Oh God, what the hell? What's he saying? Michael writes, so what's happening, my friend? Jeff's Custom, I don't know if I said hi to you too. Alan Gentry, fellow
Jets
Californian,
versus
howdy,
Cup.
howdy. What is it? What? George Watts, howdy. Randy, there's Randy Huffins. What's up with you, my friend?
Rehoopins?
Um, but
Dave,
hey,
why?
Victor, your MiG 29 looks awesome. I like the paint.
Nice one, Dave.
Because she doesn't have any booty. She's got a flat bird. The flat bird, but oh man, that's a horrible joke. It's very terrible. Um, So as I said, as you can see on the screen there, ask any questions now. Now is the time before we get busy on the other stuff. Crazy Flyer 13, what's happening? So this weekend, like I said, I didn't fly. Did a lot of moving stuff around in the house. Saturday was fiery booty duty. So I had a whole bunch of those things to go on. Oh my God. Guys, the post office is insane stupid right now. I know it's Christmas. I know that people always do this every year. But man, today I went to the post office just to use the kiosk. It took me almost an hour to get to the kiosk to type in.
Yeah, my mom has to like get people's packages and like deliver packages for clients at her job, and she's like, "Yeah, man, the line of old ladies at the post office these days is terrible." It took her like an hour to get into the post office.
It was so annoying. I had to help this poor little lady, but my God, she's all beep on the screen, beep for each number and a letter, beep, and then she can't figure out what to do. Then she tries to go put it in the whatever you call it, the little thing you have to put the package in the drop, and it wouldn't close. So I'm like, oh. So the best thing to do, take it out of there, just go take it to the front of the post office. Oh, honey, thank you. And she went over and whatever. But my God, it's all these people just they can't type like a regular keyboard. It's just like doop 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 doop. Whatever. It's annoying. But ding ding ding. So it took me over an hour today just to send one package. And then on Saturday, I had to go wrap around the building in line because of the social distancing stuff. It was like 30 people deep. So, and I still have to mail stuff tomorrow, the day after. So, all these days. Anyway, so questions. Who's asking questions?
Nobody.
JS. Who is JS? Because you got an email about my fire booties. Thank you.
He flies at that field in SoCal, the gun range field. I don't know I forget what they call it. But he just got his MiG-29 recently.
Oh, is that Rex?
I don't know his name.
Okay. Anyway, yeah. If you guys are expecting John Shaw, okay, cool. Yeah, if you're expecting fiery booties, be patient because even some that I sent like 2 weeks ago haven't gotten there yet because of they're sending anytime I go on to look at the shipping stuff.
Robert he has a question about the Fruing MiG. Which MiG? This one or?
It shows that there's like major issues with COVID. So anyway, what were you saying?
Yep. If you have a question, my question is he hasn't put the new 26 gram servos.
I don't think those servos were the issue. But if they give you the servos, put them in.
Yeah, if he has the servos, it's just the servos. I mean, were never really an issue, to be honest, with the airplane. But I mean, they mainly just sent out the 23 gram servos just as like extra insurance. But I mean, if he has them, I say put them in. It's just safer.
Yeah. So who else is in there? Paul McNeil, I see you. How you doing? Thanks for the question, Robert Ayala. Paul McNeil. Ray, what EDF would you suggest to upgrade to the stock? If you're going to upgrade the stock 6S free wing, there's two that I think of. If you want to go the cheapest route, believe it or not, this is a little different than what most people will tell you, but the 12 blade 1650 kV in runner is actually really good. It'll be a little bit better than the 9 blade as far as thrust goes, and it's cheap. Or you can upgrade to the new 9 blade in runner, which would be decent too. They're both not that expensive. But
speaking of 9 blade in runner,
12 blade's really good. That's 1650 12 blade's really good.
Speaking of 9 blade in runners, I got a new airplane coming with a 9 blade in runner. 80 mil And I mean, yeah, that helps, David. But yeah, I got a new plane coming, guys. The high performance Freewing A4 should be a cool plane. I've always wanted it. Never really got to see one flying, and my buddy Mike got one. I helped him set it up because of all the people that were crashing them by setting them up by the manual. So I helped him set it up, and he eventually let me fly, and I was like, damn, I need this. And he has the Outrunner, and that thing with an Outrunner is wicked. So
that thing screams. That thing's fast. I mean, that thing flies really good and really quick.
Yeah. So actually, speaking of linkage locations with this plane, the reason why I have it up here today is Dave. The only problem with the A4 was people were setting them up by the book, and it was just too tail heavy. And the A4 does a weird thing where if it's tail heavy and you are slow, if you hit throttle, it'll pitch up. And I actually saw him do that at another field. He did that. It went up on its tail and plop on its tail. But yeah, I'm excited to get it. I'm excited to get it. I've always wanted it, so it should be cool. But yeah, speaking of linkage locations, the reason why I had this up is I did some mods, did a little more modding to the tail on this thing. Not like upgrading linkages or upgrading the servos. I did two things. So I talked about this a few weeks back, but I moved the push rod location on this to the innermost hole in the servo because I was talking about Brent Hecht. He did it, and basically it made the servo a little stronger because you can up it to full throw, so you have more resolution. Basically, it was harder to stall out the tail by putting pressure on it. So I did that, and I flew it, and the plane it actually feels better because I have full 100% travel, so the tail just feels more linear basically. And the airplane at higher speeds, because I was talking about how this plane at high speeds, the elevator can get kind of mushy. Now with the push rod on the innermost hole, since the servo is actually stronger that way, I was able to go fast, but the elevator didn't feel weird at all. And also what I did too is the symmetry of the tails when they were wide together, since one servo's reversed and one servo's not, the reverse one was always getting more throw, so when I pull up, one tail would go more, so I always had to offset it a little bit. And then I had a bunch of aileron trim, and I was messing with it when I moved the push, screw this, so I had enough channels. I have a 10-channel receiver. So I put the elevators in separate channels, so now at neutral, they're perfectly level, and when I pull up, they're perfectly even, and those two mods, the plane is just perfect now. Better than it ever was.
Yep. What's up, John, the HRC? Also, there's a very important point that RC Air Marshal made, and I think Nate said the same thing. You've got to get the setup the way that they said. If you try to do it another way, it's not going to work right. Fred Bear and RC, what's up, too? And it's just like RC Air Marshal saying, just what Nate just said. Put the things, it's not going to sound right, but make sure that the servo rod, the control rod's in the right hole. Otherwise, it's not going to work right. But what Nate's done works really good.
Basically, really good. What was happening with the 17-gram servos is if you put them, basically with the 23-gram, they actually chopped off the end of the arm, so you can't fuck this up. But basically, with the 17-gram, they recommend to put it in the middle hole, which is on this new 23-gram servo going to be the outer hole. There's only 2 holes on the 23-gram. On the 17-gram, there was 3. But basically, I think the way it is that push rod is dead straight. There's a lot of tension on it, and it would cause it to flex. But now with it on the inner hole, it's kind of angled, so there's less tension on it. So that's just what I'm thinking. But your camera died.
I'll be back. I know, I did that. I'll be back.
Okay. Yep, exactly, Dave. But putting it on the inner hole just makes everything perfect. Because push rod having a bend to it, it's not wanting to flex as much. And basically, the main thing is on the outer hole, I could put pressure on the servo and stall it. But then moving it to the inner hole, I couldn't stall it. Yeah, John Gage, mechanical advantage. But yeah, it was never an issue before. But I did that mod and then put the elevators on separate channels so they were, perfectly aligned. And the airplane flew so much better. I could pull up and didn't want to roll or crap. And I flew the crap out of it. And the servos being stronger, I'm able to go super fast, and it doesn't feel as mushy in a dive as it would before.
So I see somebody asked a question. I got to go back up, but give me a second. Somebody asked me a question. Let me go back and look.
John, I haven't considered changing the servos at all. The servos are fine.
Yeah, servos aren't the problem.
I'd be comfortable flying this plane on 17-gram servos on the innermost hole. It's not the servos.
Yeah, no, it's not servos at all. It's other stuff going on and just learning the plane and flying it right. So let me go back up.
Yeah, Victor.
Steve Crawford, how do I get? That is a very good question, and I'm actually going to put it up on the screen. This is something that Nate didn't believe me at first, but once I did it, it worked really good. So, especially with planes with narrow wheelbase, like the F-16, I think the F-15 too, and the F-35, you need to, well, what I do and what Nate figured out after he tried my settings is that you leave 100% throw. Sometimes you even go up higher so you can turn around better on the ground. But you use high expo. So just because you're moving your expo up to 90 to 95%, which is what I recommend, 85 to 90% for rudder always, you'll still have plenty of movement, but it keeps the plane from wagging left to right. Each little movement you make will be a very fine movement. It will move. It's not just going to move at the end. It will move in between. So if you want to keep your plane from swerving on the runway, best thing to do, leave your throw at 100 and sometimes even 125% if you need more turning, like on the F-22 or the F-18 or a couple others.
Or this.
Or that, yeah. Take your expo to 85 to 95%. It sounds crazy. It sounds like it won't work, but you won't tip over your plane when you're taking off for landing anymore. So try it out and see how it works. If you don't trust me that far, take it to 70% first. But seriously, first time you do it, 85 to 90% will be perfect.
I said the same shit. I'm like, Ray, you're stupid. Like I almost said that because I bought his Sky Sword and I looked.
You did say it. You said it. What the hell? What's wrong with this? You're 90%. Are you kidding me? Yeah. No, but it works.
I had never flown a plane on Ray's setup, and I bought his Sky Sword, and I'm like, what the hell? He's like, okay, dude, just try it, and trust me, you'll like it. And the thing was swirling on the ground, so the 90% expo thing helps, and I'm flying it, and I'm like, wow.
It's actually good. It's not bad. You don't use rudder much on rudder much on most jets, but even with that high expo, the rudder still works. It's going to be more progressive instead of just crazy.
Yeah, but basically what it does is it doesn't limit your throw, it just makes everything more fine. So actually, with this thing, I have 150% rudder throw for turning and also when I do crazy flat spins. But I have the 90% expo, so if I'm hitting it on takeoff and I have like a crosswind and I got to use more rudder to keep it going straight, it's not like an abrupt movement. It's more like a.
Yep, works good.
Especially like a gear stance.
The F-22 is really bad on the ground because if you start moving too fast, you're going to buckle one of those wheels.
Yeah, because it's got those stupid swivels on the wheel.
So, Steve Crawford, try that and get back to me. I want to know how it worked. I want to know what you think. If you don't like it, you don't have to. But almost everybody that I've told that, they go like, what? And then they try it and they go, oh. So, yeah, do that.
The only planes I don't do that with is like warbirds, because warbirds, you got to be really abrupt with the rudder. So... that's the only thing.
But that's the thing. If you have high throw, it's still going to move. It's just not going to move a lot.
Yeah.
It'll still move enough to make a difference.
I don't do 90% on warbirds. Warbirds, you got to like punch and jab the rudder. With these things, you don't have to jab at all. You just got to kind of steer.
A little bit, yeah. I still even do it on my Mustang, and I know you laughed at me because of the Mustang landings, but that's going to come out.
That's not the expo thing. That's just a personal problem.
Yeah, whatever. All right, so we're still on questions because I don't really have much to talk about today. So Kenny, what's happening? I see you.
The only thing I had to talk about is how much better my MIG is than it already was doing a little bit of modding to the elevators.
But the thing is,
But yeah.
we don't have any video, so that's the
Well,
thing I wanted to talk about too, guys. What?
The only video I have is sorry to interrupt, but my buddy Max and I, we did a crazy tandem formation here. I can try to show some videos through the camera on here, but my buddy Max and I, we did a crazy tandem formation with his SU-30 that I sold him, and I was in the air with this thing on 6,000 packs. My timer was, so I have a 3.5 minute timer, and my timer was at like 4:45 over. So I was in the air for almost 8 minutes of throttle time. But then a lot of that was gliding too. So my buddy Max and I did this crazy tandem. This is a fun flight. Oh wait, hold on.
That was a really pretty sunset too.
Yeah. Mike didn't get any good videos of the close passes, but I remember one pass we came around on final, and I swear to God, my nose was in between his tails. I hit his weight like really hard. But yeah, that was fun. And yeah,
David, what's up? EQ, what's happening?
He was in the air for like 6 minutes because he's got an SU-30. You know, it's not as efficient because it's one battery.
That's a lot for that plane.
Yeah, and then he landed. I did like 2 more minutes of ripping around, and then I did one pass, and I'm like, okay, it's time to land. And I landed, and they had like 3 points. They had like 3.7 left. Still, 8.5, like almost 8 minutes. Almost 8 minutes on a jet this size.
That's crazy, and it's just all about throttle management. That's it.
Yeah, we didn't go above half, so that helps.
So, hey, just really quick, just so you guys know, I was able to order some parts from Hobby King. So they have parts again, finally. This is for the MiG-17. I broke my landing gear, what do they call these? The gear doors. Because I have the inner gear doors gone, but the gear doors for my MiG, they broke. So I finally was able to order some. Was able to order some paint too, so I can do some touch up. They got paint. So if you have a MiG-17 and you want some stuff, they have it in the U.S. warehouse. Finally, they have some MiG stuff in the U.S. warehouse. Also, if I plan on getting the MiG-29, I've got some ESCs to put in there now too. But yeah, it's they're finally coming up with some stuff at Hobby King. They've been out of stock in the U.S. warehouse for a lot of the stuff for the MiG-17, but they've got it back in stock.
If you want to get a MiG-29, the only way you'd be able to get it now is the Kit Plus. But since they did that pause in production because of all the problems, like with the flaps and stuff causing the tails to be all weird, once those Kit Pluses stop, they're going to stop with those too. So if you want it, get it now.
Yeah, I'm going to have to wait. So if I can't get it, I'm just going to wait. It's fine. No big deal. It's not anything I have to have because the plane's huge. I'll fly my F-15.
Well, John, I flew for 8 minutes, but keep in mind I was below half. But with 6,000s in this thing, I can rip for 4 minutes. So JS wants me to show off the afterburners for Bob. All right.
Let me check out and see what other questions are there. Go ahead while you're doing that. I'll give you the screen for that.
Do some fiery money.
So let's see. So that. So this is what we're putting up right now. We're doing this. JS wanted to see it.
But yeah, if you guys look at this, since I did that push rod mod, look at this. I can't stall out those damn servos, and I'm putting a lot of pressure on that.
And that's a matter of leverage just by changing where you put it.
So yeah, you can't stall these damn things out now with that mod I did. Okay, let me turn this thing around because that's kind of a challenge. This thing's huge.
Willie 61, I have a whole bunch going out. I tried to get some today, but I couldn't. You're probably one of them. I can't remember screen names to actual names. I have a whole stack of them that are done.
But yeah, if you look now, I pull up, it's on separate channels, they're perfectly even. They may not look perfectly even on camera because it's not level, but All right, so here comes the burners. So right around half, they come on, and they have a little bit of a flicker. There's the flicker. That's no special programming. I just have them on a separate channel. So I have the burners plugged into auxiliary, 2, and I've assigned it to throttle. So I can just hit my throttle cut and run them, and then they go up to full bright. So there's full.
Time remaining 3 minutes.
And then there's the flicker. But yeah, there's the fire duties for the MIG.
Cool. So we got another.
And yeah, I did add this.
Yeah, that's cool. So we got another question/request here from Dan Laurie. So as most of you guys know, I don't know if everybody does know, I made some changes to my MiG 17. It was flying with the original Outrunner for a while, and I think flew great. Not the fastest, but the flight times are really good, and it sounded cool.
Yep, Kenny.
But
Exactly.
I knew that there was something more, so I decided I was going to try the 9-blade. I tried it in the F-22, didn't like it compared to the setup that I already have. But I figured I'd try it in the MiG-17. Well, when I put it in the MiG-17, it changed the CG a little bit, and it changed the way I had to set up the ESC. I had to move the ESC back a little bit and make a little channel for it. But it made everything else about the plane better. I had to move the battery forward just a little bit, not by much. But the plane is faster, sounds cooler, can fly longer. I'm able to get pretty much the same amount. Well, I won't say it'll fly longer. If I fly full throttle, it doesn't really affect the battery. It's still just as good as it was before. So it's a good upgrade. The motor is not that expensive. It didn't really take much to install it. All I had to do was drill 2 new holes. I used 2 of the existing holes, and then drilled 2 new ones. But if you're looking for a quick, easy upgrade, you don't have to change much other than just move a couple things around. I think the whole fan unit with motor was like $80.
Yeah, it's
totally worth
cheap.
it. Totally worth it. Totally worth it.
But yeah, so there are the burners in the MiG. But yeah, what else talking about? Yeah, got the A4 coming. My A4 will get here Friday. I'll show that off on the upcoming Monday stream.
Yeah, that's something we're gonna do. This is something Kenny just said that was important. What is it? Where did he say it's already taken off? Throttle management. People are always asking, how are you guys able to fly for so long? That's not true. You're not telling us the truth. It's not right. Yes, you can fly an EDF for up to 5 or 8 minutes. It can be done. Nothing fancy. No huge battery. You just got to know what you're doing. We've, I think to date, what's the longest we've ever flown, Nate? I think, well, you and I didn't get the crazy long flights with the Hawk. I think that was me and Frank. But we can still, on average, if we fly laid back flights like we did with, I think it was Max and Keon. I think Mike was in that too, wasn't he? That crazy.
Yeah, as soon as his timer goes off, he needs to land because it's an emergency.
Yeah, but I flew a plane that uses 150 amps peak. I was able to fly that plane for 8 minutes, just because we were flying low throttle.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, David Schneider. This thing's stupid efficient because it's got all that power, but it really doesn't need much. This plane will fly at 30% throttle, even with big 6,000 packs. I was flying with 2 HRD 6,000s that are like, I don't know, 800.
John VHRC. That's another thing that's a common misconception, that flying at lower throttle means you got to fly slow. No, it just means you got to use momentum. I know you know how to do this, but what I used to do with my F-15, I'd take off at full throttle and climb at a 45-degree angle, then chop the throttle back to half, and I could still climb. And then I'd just dive and then maintain.
Yeah, and John, it's not like we fly like that every time. I mean, this thing most of the time I'm flying 4 minutes, going like a bat out of hell.
Yeah. And if we fly like a nut, you're going to cut your flight times, but still. That's the cool thing about the in runner. The in runner, even when you fly hard, you can still get 4 minutes pretty much with the new 900.
Yeah, I was flying my Griffin a ton on Saturday. I took my Griffin like 6-7 times, and even in the crazy wind with a 5,000, I was flying like full throttle for 4 minutes. The Griffin's so fun, man. Now that I've got that thing dialed in, it's so fun. You know what's funny is it was getting bumped around. The crazy wind we had on Saturday, it was getting bumped around less than that than it was in a 5-mile-an-hour breeze right down the runway.
Yeah.
There wasn't any. That was probably because there wasn't any thermals. It was just consistent breeze with occasional gusts. It wasn't hot. That's why it was no thermals.
Yeah.
Yeah, some people are lead foots.
Yeah, and that's fine, but you got to realize that not everybody flies
Talk about my sister's driving. That's what you call a lead foot.
So also, guys, I haven't been flying with the hat cam over the last couple of weeks because it blew up. But I have a new run cam.
That was so funny.
So
I'm gonna switch the
I have
MiG
the
out.
new run cam.
Put the Griffin up here, guys. The MiG 21 is sort of the 29 is just huge.
Do I need one?
Anyway.
So yeah, we're gonna have some new videos here soon because I got the new run cam, the new version of the run cam, which comes with different I think different lenses. So I'll be able. I have to figure it out. So you have to bear with me a little bit. But, I'll get some new hat cam stuff. Also, something I wanted to say because I don't think people understand the whole reason behind the hat cam. The hat cam is not to have a high production video. The whole reason for having a hat cam is so that you guys can deal with what we dealt with that day, and it's like being with us at the field. So no, you're not going to see crazy high quality up in your face video unless Nate does those crazy photo bomb, or we do really close passes, which we can do. But yeah, the whole point in the hat cam is just to relive the flying experience with us. So.
Oh my God! I was watching one of your videos, and it was the one where I did that crazy sneak pass with this one. I scared the crap out of you. Dude, some guy was so mad in the comments about that. He's like, "That's so unsafe. If you were any other club, you would have been thrown out."
Yeah, whatever.
Gotta love the haters.
It's gonna happen. And what you can't see from the camera is that he wasn't even coming towards me. It was actually away from me.
I was just flying by us, and it just happened to scare him because he didn't hear me coming. I didn't go over him.
There was no throttle. It was nowhere near me. It's just the hat cam makes it look close.
Yeah.
So whatever. People take stuff too seriously, and they're usually the ones that end up crashing. So whatever.
Yeah, the people who crash are the ones that complain about us flying like idiots.
So yeah. So anything else, guys? Anything else you want to talk about that once y'all want to bring up? So yeah, like I said, I have the new run cam. People that I owe burners, please be patient. They're coming. It's just I've had people I sent burners 2 weeks ago and they're still not there yet. It's just because of all the COVID shortages. There's people that are coming down. Basically, last week at my job, we ended up having 4 people get. Okay, just at my job. Now, I work for one of 17 national labs in the whole of the U.S. There are some national labs in other regions that are not as serious about COVID as we are. Yeah, Nate, that thing's loud. Just to give you an example of how COVID is affecting other places in the country, one of the labs in our network had over 900 people come down with COVID. So, yeah, in other parts of the country, not just here in California, it's affecting people. So, Postal Service is getting affected quite a bit too. So, stuff is going to be slowed down as a result. What are you doing?
There's no more weird idle cutoff.
You changed to one of the old ones?
No, it's the same one. It's just not messed up like the one you gave me.
Oh, you mean like what I gave you? Oh, okay.
Ray, I'm joking around. Jesus
I was
Christ.
gonna say, what the hell? So yeah, the mail is all messed up.
It's okay.
I had
I'm
something
always,
sent to Sweden. I had something sent to Sweden back in October, and it's stuck in Sweden right now, and I don't know why.
a lumpy soups.
So
But
anyway,
yeah,
be patient with me, guys. I got a big old stack going out. I'm doing little bits at a time.
loving the yachts.
Yas 59.
Loving my
68. You got to tell me which one you are, right? Because I don't know from your name, from your screen name. But I can send it to you right now. There's a whole bunch I just haven't inputted into the system yet. And I get the shipping ahead of time, so it's going to say a date from a while ago, but it was sent recent. So give it time; it will get caught up. Mark Wiley, yeah, I got you.
And if people got shit to say, they can just.
No, it's not that. I understand, and that's why I put the disclaimer. I changed the disclaimer too to 4 to 6 weeks because everything's gotten weird.
I don't
Yeah,
even know.
Mark Wiley. After this show's over, I'll type it in. You'll have it. Just give it a little time for it to catch up.
I'm just gonna put this back. I don't even think I might have a point. I
Yeah,
can't decide.
I don't have any planes out today because I was helping with Christmas decorations and such. So yeah, Mark Wiley, be patient. You'll probably get it this week if things go the way they're supposed to.
I'm glad I'm getting my A4 this week. I'm glad that that hasn't slowed down.
You know, there's
I'm
stuff coming. The crazy thing is, I'm getting stuff from China, and it's actually showing up faster than the stuff that's going through USPS. So
USB right now.
it's just and it's just COVID and other things. So yeah, just got to be patient. I sent something to an army base. What do they call it? FPO or APO, whatever.
FBO.
Yeah, I sent something to through that stuff, and it just messed it up. It's been sitting for weeks. So, thank you, the Fred Baron.
I'll put the MiG 21 down here since I love that plane so much.
That's another thing too. 21. I'm gonna be doing stuff to that. I'm gonna be putting the 9 blade 80 millimeter in that. Okay, you'll have it before Christmas. Don't worry. Because it's like I said, it's already out. Just gotta wait. Chris, thankfully we've got a little bit longer. If things don't get bottlenecked, things should be out before Christmas. Keep in mind, every single burner that goes out is made by yours truly. It's not a factory done thing. It's a custom deal. So when you order it, I make it to order. So I have a couple parts pre-made, but for the most part, everything gets assembled to order. So
Assembled by some doofus named Ray.
some doofball guy who yells at this kid who doesn't shut his mouth, just talks all the time.
What?
Gets a new plane every other week.
Oh, thanks.
Well, you can't say that. Over the last couple of weeks, you got a new plane every other week.
I can't help that. Oh yeah, I can actually.
Stop being a good kid. You want good stuff, I guess. So.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
I gotta stop having good grades and giving my family good excuses to give me airplanes.
Yeah. So the MiG 21, I'm going to change it to what Nate has in his, so that we can. I've actually got some stuff from FMS. FMS model is now shipping smaller things. So if you guys want to get stuff from FMS, they're shipping stuff again. They're not shipping planes yet, but they're shipping stuff. So I was able to order some 2100 KD 80 millimeters, and I will be testing out my MiG 21 originally with the 9 blade from Freewing, and then I'm gonna change it out to the FMS, which it's already set up for. And
If you guys have ever considered getting this plane, get it. It's amazing.
Ricky got one and he loves it.
Well, yeah, because I'm the one who told him to get it. Because he saw me fly mine, and he's like, "Oh my God, you've made me." He's like, every time I see that plane on motion, I just skip over it. But now I'm like, gonna get one. I'm like,
yeah, no, he said he's never had a plane that high alphas like that.
this thing is so insane. It's just like I was flying it in like a 20-mile-an-hour crosswind. I landed it across the runway. I'll actually show you. That was amazing. I was landing it like across the runway and like turning down the runway. It was really cool.
So another thing, guys, too, if you after you're looking at Nate's thing here, let's see if we can see that. Hold on.
Oh, this was on Saturday. We had crazy crossings, and I was just landing this thing across the runway.
Very nice.
That's not very nice. That's lazy. You're supposed to turn, go all sideways, and then turn.
I did that with Griffin. Dude, Ray, if you were flying in that wind, you would have flipped the damn plane over. Let's be real. I'm joking.
Yeah, whatever. I know.
I'm yoking.
I'm yoking. So, guys, I don't know if you can see, but I've got some Gooniac gear on here. This is my older style sweatshirt, but there's some newer stuff on the merchandise page that the wife has put together, including some masks. So if you look at my the little link down there, you'll see. If you want some stuff, go ahead and order it. There's new things on there that are pretty cool. They got masks too to be COVID safe, but there are things that you can get. From
Yeah, this thing with a Lemon RX gyro.
Yeah, I've got to try to put one in there. The one that I have, I don't really care for. The A3L, I don't really like.
Yeah, and I fly this thing on 5,000. I fly this thing mostly on 5,000 and 6,000 batteries. I was flying on 6,000s in that wind, but man, it's just the high alpha on this thing with full flaps. And like I said, this is the one foam jet that I really like using flaps, mainly because they don't do anything weird to the tail because the tail sits so above the flaps. You can put full flaps on the tail so it's full deflection.
Yeah, well, the tail's not a full flying stab. And
Yeah,
I think
not a
that's why they did that with that plane.
Yeah, if this was a full flying stab, it wouldn't fly as good as it does.
I think it flies better with the actual.
Like I've said a million times, it's that kind of plane where you can just yank on the stick and it just does whatever you want it to do.
Banana hammocks? No, not banana hammocks. Sheesh.
It's a good leg poker too. Like if people are getting too close to the plane, just poke them with the damn thing. Although this is soft, people are like, "Oh my God, it's gonna kill somebody." No, it's soft. It bends.
Well, I had to take mine off because I guess it was flying too fast, and it ended up breaking in the air. So it was every time I'd go by on a high-speed pass, it was pointing up.
Yeah, I glued this part into the carbon rod because I landed one time and it was like coming off. I was like, yeah, no.
Yeah. No, MiG is fun. That's one of my favorite planes.
This is my favorite plane. Again, like I have all these planes, but this is still my favorite to fly. It's that kind of plane where I just take it every time because if the wind is terrible or whatever, I just fly it. It doesn't care.
Yep. Banana hammocks. You guys are crazy. Ain't no dang banana hammocks, y'all. Hell, you talking about banana hammocks?
Sorry,
banana hammocks.
I'm not looking at the chat at all, actually.
It's kind of funny though. Let me now another thing. I don't know if you guys have checked out. You guys know Julie has been working on my stuff, but she's got a new website, a new page she put up chronicling the craziness that happens in our yard. Because we've got all these animals that hang out. We have a whole bunch of like these little birds that come hang out at our feeders, and then we have the squirrels. So she's made a squirrel page, which is kind of funny. Let me see. I have masks.
Yeah. And it's funny, Fred. It's like this plane looks so challenging to fly with these tiny wings, but it's not. And these little tiny wings, the plane flies like it has a long wing, but it's got these little tiny wings. It's so cool. I just love it.
If you set the plane up like they say to in the manual, it's hard to fly.
Yeah.
That's the only time.
Yeah, the ailerons don't need to be as much as they call for. The elevator actually doesn't. I have like 70% elevator throw, but that's on like the most mechanical throw it can get, so it's a lot of elevator.
So
But yeah,
that's the that's the mask right there. That's not a banana hammock. That's a mask. Then there's sweatshirts and shirts. There's even stuff for the ladies too. So stickers, mugs. So there's stickers now. I'll have to get that stuff posted other times. But yeah. And those of you that have helped support me with stuff, you will be getting random gifts at times. Just so you know, as a show of my appreciation. VHOC, GB London, to name a couple. But yeah. So there's that and that's that. So what else? Anyone else, Mr. Nate?
I'm gonna hang this guy back up. I'm so indecisive on what I want to leave down here. I'm probably just gonna put my tray away.
You have your door closed so all the little puppies don't come running in?
Yes. The puppies have now learned how to get up the stairs, so they're a little more of a pain in the ass than they already were.
Fire booty. So anything else anybody wants to talk about?
I can't light this one up because it's on the Y cable.
It's on the wire.
Yeah, because I have a limit here. I only have 6 available channels. With the gyro. It's not a stability plus, so I can't use all the channels, although I don't like the stability plus because you can't put a sound on it.
Yeah, that plane only has 6 channels, so there's nothing you could do. You couldn't add another one.
Well, I have a 7-channel receiver one with the older lemon. If you enable the gyro, the gear port has to stay unoccupied because that's the gyro,
because that's the gyro.
Which I don't mind. That's what I'm gonna put that in the A4. I'm gonna put I have a Lemon RX 7-channel one. It's right here. I'll show it. But this is one of the older ones with the shorter antennas. But this is what's going to be going in my A4.
From what I've seen, you can still get those. You just can't get the sound lights like that.
No, they sell them. You can still get the ones with the short antennas. You can only get them in the Stability Plus though.
No, I saw it on another place. If you order directly from London, you can.
Oh, really?
But yeah, but
I don't mind the diversity. I don't mind the diversity. It's just harder to orient the antennas rather with that little short one. It's easy. That's exactly what I have in this. It's just a diversity receiver.
Have a good night, Ken Sprouse. Thank you for coming by.
Have a good night.
So, what channel? So, I have my F-35 coming this week. What else is coming?
You got a new one coming?
No, that's it. That's all I've got coming. I just have a couple. I got the batteries that I'd ordered from China Hobbyline for their Black Friday deals, which is cool. So yeah,
I'm excited to get the A4, dude.
The what?
I'm excited to get the A4, especially since Max has the F14. I'll do some.
So is Max actually going to be in town for a while, or is he going to go back?
I think he said a month.
Okay.
But yeah, so that'll be cool. I'll be the jester for Max. Let him kill me. Yeehaw, Jester's dead.
Yeah. So maybe I'll have time to do it. We'll see. I gotta do some painting if I got time. All that painting to do.
Max, what's up?
There he is. We were just talking about you, Max. Yeah, he messaged me on Saturday and he's like, "Are you going out to fly?" I said, "No, it looks like crap out there." And he's like, "Ooh, yeah, you're right." But then he still ended up going.
Yeah, and we had an amazing flying day, so you missed out. We were making fun of you.
Like I said, I wouldn't have been any fun that day.
We were making fun of you the whole time. It was pretty funny.
I would not have been any fun that day. I probably would have hurt somebody. I was too tired. Too tired. Need to fly and crash my F-35 again. Yeah, it's I got tired of having all the issues. The last flight that I had with my F-35 and that gear collapsing, that just did it. I'm like, you know what? That's enough. I'm done. It's gonna that's no, I'm not bothering with it anymore. So got to get together my the setup that I was gonna do, get it all balanced, change out the bullets, but can't do that until I get all these burners out. Gotta get them done. Hangar 51, what's my mic doing?
You
It's
sound
right at my
fine.
face. Huh?
You sound fine.
I do not know what you talk about. That's the problem with Christmas, John VHRC. I usually get everything that I want on my own. So it's hard to know what I want. Hangar 51, something's wrong with you because everybody else says my mic's fine. So, yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I got that one out already. Let's put that info in. Muffled? Is it still muffled?
I mean, it's a little muffled, but it's not bad.
Hold on.
I can hear you.
It's not backwards.
No, you're fine. You're not freezing up every 10 seconds like you usually do, so it's nice.
Yeah, I'm using my old computer too.
Don't you have that new?
Oh well.
Thank you guys,
Yeah.
everybody, this past week that shouted me out on their shows. I got GB Lynn was blowing me up about my written tests. Thank you guys. Pilot Ryan was blowing me up. Thank you guys.
Yeah, I didn't get to watch Ryan's show on Saturday. I had too much going on.
I was in and out, but and then they did the Zoom. They did the Zoom after his show again on Saturday. So I went in there and there was a guy asking about airplanes, so we were helping him out. So yeah, it was fun. I went on the Zoom on Friday and I was in there for like 2 or 3 hours.
Yeah, I couldn't do it. I had
There
stuff to do.
And then Saturday I was only in the Saturday for like 30 minutes.
On Saturday there was no rain. Sunday there was rain. Saturday I was working. Sunday
Yeah,
Sunday night I was working.
Saturday the wind wasn't bad. It just the flying day on Saturday, the rain, the weather from the previous night left some shitty weather when I got to the field, but then we waited like an hour and it was beautiful.
Cool. So yeah, so this week, guys, I'm not working on anything like I have been. I might be working on something next week.
200 driver.
Off from work.
200 driver. I passed my powered written and my glider written. So in February, I'm going to be taking my glider check ride. That's when I turn 16. And then February of 2022, I'll be taking my powered check ride because that's when I'll be 17. And I'll be soloing our Cessna 172. The plan is I'm getting my driver's license 2 days after my birthday. I kind of staggered it so it all work out. I took my permit test on the 26th of August. That's 2 days after like the 6-month mark when you get your permit. But hopefully on my birthday, I'll take my glider check ride and then grab our plane, go with my instructor, do like a few laps, and I'll solo. I mean, that's not going to be a problem. I started flying powered, doing lessons when I was like 10, and I was ready to solo when I was 11. So at this point, when I only have a lesson, like I'm flying with my mom all the time, so I fly all the time. But you know, I do a lesson with my instructor like every once a month, just so I can log time because I'm on the insurance for our plane, but I'm really expensive because I don't have a lot of log time just because I only have a power lesson like once a month because it's like I have all that time. So it's like, and every time we fly, she just like, we end up like last time we did night flying, so that was fun. But yeah, night flying was fun. flying at night and then doing all the landings to get yourself night current. We did that night. She usually does like 8 or 10 landings, but since I wasn't doing like the full night flying thing because I don't have my license yet, or I haven't soloed yet, but we did 5 landings. I did 2 landings, all normal, full landing light, and then all the runway lights just to get the sight picture because, sight picture is different at night. And then the third landing was all of the airplane's lights with no runway lights, and then the roles were switched, so no landing light but runway lights. And of course, my last landing, that was my best landing, was when I had nothing. I had no runway lights and no landing light. The only thing you have to reference is you have the windsock, which has a light on top, and you just take a mental note of which side the runway is relative to the windsock. So I'm lined up on final. I lined myself up just to the right of this light, and I just see the runway, and I'm like right on it. I'm like, wow. And then, of course, my landing was like, my best landing was when I couldn't see shit, so it was cool.
Are you able to turn the lights on and off from your radio? Like some of
Yeah, so at an uncontrolled airport, if the airport has pilot-controlled lighting, you click it 7 times to turn them on, and then if you want them at not as high of an intensity, you click it 5 more times to get them.
Not all, I don't think all of them are that way, but I know it depends on the airport.
Well, some airports don't have pilot-controlled lighting, and most controlled airports, when the control tower is operating, it's tower control, obviously.
Yeah, because the ones that up by where I used to live, it was 3 clicks and it would come on.
Oh, sweet farm. If you're watching the airplane repo I'm thinking of with like Kevin Lacey and Mike Kennedy, I actually met Kevin Lacey. He's a cool guy. I met Kevin Lacey at the Reno Air Races. Super cool dude. That show's fake as hell, but it's so fun to watch.
Very fake.
He actually, in one of the episodes, Kevin Lacey did like a repo on the Ace Maker T-33. That was hilarious.
Yeah, like that would actually happen. I don't think so.
But yeah, Kevin Lacey.
He owns 2 of those now.
He owns a Stearman now too. He just got a Stearman. My buddy Dave Prust had to go up to fly wherever he keeps it. And he had to teach him how to fly it. Yeah, he bought a Stearman. So
cool.
Yeah, Farmer, it's a fake show. They don't steal those planes.
Well, not all of them. Some of them are staged. Some stuff isn't.
Some are real, but most of them are fake.
Yeah.
Like the one where he got shot, where his plane got shot, they just painted a black mark on the airplane. It didn't actually get shot. And besides, where it got shot, they made it seem it got shot in the back of the fuselage, and then they made the engine sputter. So it was like, doesn't make any sense.
Whoops.
Yeah,
all right,
John.
So we've been going for a little over an hour. I'm not going to go crazy long today because I got stuff I need to do. But
Dave Preston is the man. Yeah, I flew in the P-51 with Dave Preston. Yeah, he used to be big in RC jets. He used to fly at Florida Jets. He's good friends with Ali Machinchi. That's how I met Ali Machinchi and got to see him wasted. That was funny. Oh
okay.
man. But yeah, Dave Preston's a cool guy. Yeah, he took me up in the Mustang. That was fun. That Mustang ride was quite a rush.
How many are down there at Hollister now?
We got 2. So the guy who owns Grim Reaper, he has 3 other airplanes, right? So they're building this giant hangar in Hollister, and it's for his name is Sal Rubino, and he has the P-51 Grim Reaper, which he keeps in another hangar, but then he has a Citation and an L-39 that he keeps in the FBO hangar, and they're building him this huge hangar, so that he's getting a huge hangar built for him, but he just bought another plane, and apparently it's like some sort of MiG, like a Russian MiG, and everybody's thinking it's either like a 17 or a 15, but I don't know. This guy's got freaking money. It's ridiculous.
Could be a 21. There are some 21s here.
That'd be
Quite
sick.
a few, actually.
We had a MiG-21 staged in Hollister. That'd be sick.
I don't think you have a long enough runway.
6,000.
Oh, it's an F-18. I think if an F-18.
I think an F-18 landed there, we'll be fine. Did I send you that thing on Trade-A-Plane that was that MiG-29 for sale?
Yeah.
On Trade-A-Plane, there's a perfectly airworthy MiG-29 for sale for $4.6 million. Yeah. If I win the lottery, I'm going to buy it.
Demilitarized.
That'd be cool to own as a civilian, a MiG-29.
smoky as hell though.
Yeah, climate change doesn't exist in that plane's mind. Yeah, I know a lot of people.
So, what's coming up? Anything? I mean, I don't know what we're gonna order. I mean, what we're gonna do for this weekend. I still gotta figure it out. Where I'm gonna fly, if I'm gonna fly, what I'm gonna fly. I haven't flown
Damn,
my
we
F-16.
still got 30 people in here.
Yeah, I know. I hate to leave, but
See
I
you,
think I'll
Joseph.
hang out. I think I'll hang out for a little bit longer.
Yeah, I'm gonna hang out for like maybe
But
15.
we're gonna
I got
have to. Yeah, I might have to head out now. I hate to have to head out with this many people here, but I got stuff to do. I have lots of info to input into PayPal for people's stuff that I've shipped, so that they won't be questioning where it is and how long it's going to be. Blah blah blah.
Farmer. It's 8:20 p.m. So it's not that late here,
It's
but
not that late, but it's late for a lot of people.
I just realized this week's my last week of schooling. You know, this is considered finals week, but we're not really doing anything for finals. It's just like some final project for nothing. It's really nothing. My history class, my finals, like, ooh, make a slideshow presentation about what you've learned about yourself during online learning. I'm like, it's gay as shit. But I just realized I have to freaking listen to the last chapter of this book for English, and it's like freaking 40 minutes long.
All right, y'all. Well, I'm gonna head out. Thank you guys for hanging out with us. Not a whole lot going on today, but next time I have the show on, I'll be working on something so you guys can see.
I'll have the 8-4 next show too, so that'll be something cool. And hopefully, if the weather's good, I'll have flown it by then. So
yeah, and we're supposed to have decent weather this weekend. It just depends on where we're gonna go.
Get my
anyway.
All right, I'm gonna
have
hop
a good
out.
night, everybody.
See ya.
I'm gonna head out. Thanks for hanging, but we gotta go. Adios.